Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Sunday, the 1st of June. I am Flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, first day of the month, last day of the week. That's what we're on to. It's been an absolute ball ache this morning. The downside of doing the vids in the morning is the prices move a lot around. I've written out the bets a couple of times. Yes, the final version is 5 horses in one bet. The third way I do a 5 horse bet. So there are 2 ways I do regularly. There's a third way which I haven't done for a while. So 5 horse bet, 2 Chelmsford, 2 Kilbeggan and a Listowel is where I've ended up. A variety of prices from 8 to 1 to 50 to 1. We are playing in the bumper again. I like this one, so I want to play in the bumper. So we'll see how we get on there. Total outlay of stake is 1150 to finish the week. 1150. I'll have to do the review of Saturday, which was pretty pants. And then there was a couple of bits I was going to talk about as well. Right, Saturday. Didn't get close enough. That well faded, so that was poor on first time out. Gray's Monument, not really involved. Rock Melody, tailed out the back, didn't get close enough. And then we finally hit a second place with a 10p Rule 4 Golden Pharaoh. So a couple of quid back for the big outlay on bet 1. Bet 2, no good. Plugged on for 4th, which I think about 6 bookies paid out for, but not everybody got a couple of quid back on that one. And then Skodar, no good. So literally 2 out of 12 is what we got. Oh yes, because we had, sorry, my youngest was using the papers. Strikeout. So it was 29 on 463. Is it 463? I think it was a loss of 24.37. So now we find ourselves going into the last day of the week minus 27 this week. So we had a nice week last week. We're now behind on this week. As for the month of May, that is done, locked in a box. Finished minus 63 quid and a couple of pence. That was return on investment minus 19% on the back of 113 up in April. Plus 35% on balance if you played everything to the letter the last 2 months. 50 quid profit is where the channel is for the last 2 months. Some will be better than that and some will be worse. So there were definitely some extra, other bits you could have got along the way in prices and whatnot, but 50 quid up for 2 months, but down 63 last month is not what I wanted to be. So that was that. There was all these papers have all got a bit jumbly, bear with. Right, let's do the bet and then I'll do a bit of what I was going to chant one about. Alright, here is where we got to. Right, 307 Listowel, bit like me, linger for longer. Some would say too long. 33 to 1. We'll start our bet there. 317 Kilbeggan. Silent Dawn, the price has been up and down, but 16s is where it is at the, well, I'll double check all these prices after the video, but Silent Dawn 16s, I had it as a single figure price horse, so that was worth playing. 515 Chelmsford documenting, 8 to 1. I mean, there's better around price wise, but that's the fair price. There are 5 bookmakers paying 5 places on Chelmsford 515, so that's unusual. Sky, 365, Unibet, Paddy and Betfair, so the channel will take 5 places unless that changes. Then the main horse for the day, 522 Kilbeggan in the bumper, Clonine to the max, 50 to 1. That is an absolutely fantastic price. Because there's some of the big stables putting out horses that haven't run in bumpers before, it artificially bumps the market, and that price is brilliant. So whether on the day it's good enough, and it depends on what some of these ones that have not run in these stables, but of actual bare form, that's tons better than everything else that's rode in a bumper already. So 50s is a really good price. It ran to a reasonable standard as well. So that's in. And then 645 Chelmsford Helm Rock 11s. So the bet for this, so sometimes I do these win doubles and each way trebles, whatever. Sometimes I do in each way Canadian with a Trixie. Here's it with a double. 12p each way Canadian, and that's because there's some big prices in there, so I didn't want to do it just win doubles. So 12p each way Canadian and a 38p each way double on Clanine de Max and Silent Dawn, which is best of the rest. So 38p each way double on those two. That takes that to £7. 50p each way singles, Linger for Longer, Silent Dawn and Clanine to the max. And then 75p win singles, documenting Helm Rock. 365 Sky and Unibet are the best bookies because they're 5 on here. They're also 365 and Unibet are 5 on this 645 as well. Whereas Sky are better because they're an extra place on one of these top 2 races. I can't remember which one. So Sky, 365 and Unibet are the best bookmakers. Paddy and Betfair are next best. 11.50 is the outlay. Alright, that's how I'm playing it today. What was I going to say about there was something in the comments, someone posted it and then they took it back down again, but I thought it was worth just addressing because they were sort of querying around because on Friday night, the video went out so late. The question was, which is fair, at what point do I not do the video and do it in the morning? Because actually what happens if people, then not many people are watching and then the prices are all different in the morning. There were some prices different. I mean, it didn't matter because it wasn't a winning day. Some of those changed about 6-7 o'clock. There's a few things with it. So one is, whatever time you put the video out, there's going to be more different amounts of people. I'm not in a place in my life where this is ultimately my priority. I could put a lot of time and effort into it. So I can't guarantee a set time, right? And I appreciate most people get that. So there's not a way I can say it can be this time or that time and stuff, right? So if I was running professional surface, that's what I would do, but I'm not doing that, am I? I'm just on YouTube and it's all free. So I'm not going to be able to do a set time. You get to a point in the night, right? So if it starts getting late, and I did have a whole bunch of things that aren't normal on Friday, which made it even later, and it kind of gets to the point where you think, well, should I just do it? Leave it and do it in the morning because it is really late. It's just not always that possible for me to do a video in the morning. Got lots of family commitments and things, and so I can kind of today is fine. I can manage it, but I've sort of drifted away from doing kind of weekend videos in the morning just because family are up. So if I'm doing it, it's sort of 11, 12 o'clock at night, then everyone's in bed, so that's a bit different, so it makes it life easier. Also, if I'm up at 1:30 and I'm thinking, should I do the video or not, I'm not going to want to be waking up at the crack of dawn to get everything ready to do the video, and it takes far longer to do a video in the morning because it's way more prep, because the prices keep moving and therefore you're more likely to have to change the bets. So I am very conscious about putting a video out really, really late at night and then the price is disappearing or whatever, but hopefully people have watched me long enough and know me long enough. If that happened, there's no way I would claim it for the channel as a win, but likewise I'm not going to put a video up late at night and say take SP, because I wouldn't advise that to anyone, because that's not what I do with my own bets. So and then you got the debate, well, just don't do one altogether. Well, if I don't do one altogether, it's one of them, innit? Sod's law. That'll be a great day that I haven't done a video. So short version is, I don't want to put them up really, really late. Sometimes it happens just because that's what happens, because it's and I can't always do that in the morning, so I have to do it then. But hasten to add, if there was a day where we had loads of brilliant prices and then by the time we get to like 7 o'clock in the morning those prices aren't there, I'm not going to take that for the channel. So I would go and revise that, and I can go and look on Odds Checker and see what time the odds movement changed and stuff. Right. Okay, there we go. There's your little ramble for you. Right, I'd like a good day, please. So, if betting gods, if you're listening, sun's out, guns aren't out, pistols, water pistol, I don't know what you'd call them, but I'd like a good day because I was a bit fed up after yesterday, please. So betting gods, if you're listening, sort it out. We'd have a nice one, please, on Sunday. Thanks very much. All right. Forecast, not weather, in terms of what the racing looks like. I'm probably likely to play Monday, probably likely to not play Tuesday at this stage. That's where I'm looking at the early part of the week. And then we're rolling into Oaks Derby weekend, which is not, I'm not going to go big on that for the channel. And then June is also the month of Royal Ascot. So some of the sort of marquee flat racing meetings, Derby and Ascot, coming up in June. We'll see how we get on. That is me. Thank you very much. Bye bye.